So first of all, I want to thank the MDA for giving us the opportunity. As many of you would know, Duchenne himself had described cognitive symptoms, but we have seen both anecdotally and systematically there's not been an opportunity to really delve deeper into the subject to the extent that we would be able to come up with like standardized measures in how we can help these families. So some of the things that were discussed in the topic were I spoke about imaging, and so did my colleague Pritish Kumar. So we had talked about different methods of brain-based methods in order to study this. So this includes structural MRI, functional connectivity and effective connectivity analysis, and then we had Natalia and Alicia, who are both clinical neuropsychologists, and they gave some pragmatic advice on how should we be approaching even behavioral modification in these boys. There is also emerging interest into the brain-muscle interaction, but I think there would be an opportunity to look more closely into the data to say what does this really mean. But that's a potential research avenue that would be very interesting to pursue. So one of the things that we always hear from parents is that it's difficult to access resources, be it educational modification and or behavioral health for their children. Especially when they are very young. It doesn't seem to be that much of a problem when they grow up to be teenagers. But I think the lack of access to mental health professionals and also being burdened with out-of-pocket costs, I think this is a great burden for young families. So I've been particularly interested in really move the field forward in terms of like how can we help provide those resources. And my philosophy is if we don't understand the problem fully, I think then it would be difficult to treat. So that's the evolution of my interest in brain health in Duchenne. In terms of the gene therapy approaches right now, which are in clinical trials, we have no evidence that it will cross the blood-brain barrier unless it's delivered intrathecally. However, that being said, there are preclinical models, and a couple of European researchers have shown that these either ASOs or gene therapies could be delivered into the CNS, and it's actually able to reverse cognitive deficits and improve outcomes, and also restore dystrophin. So that's very promising. So I think I'm not sure the gene therapy methods that are right now in clinical trials will definitely address brain health, but I think in the future you could imagine if we have restored skeletal health, then there would be an opportunity that we could target the brain as well. I think one of the feedback that we got after my session was there is a lot of interest in brain health. And I think this is a very exciting time because the field is interested, which means it's a great opportunity for collaborations. We do have some pragmatic tools, and for example, we've been working on the NIH toolbox, and it's a good measure. I think it would be a wonderful opportunity to collaborate. So all I can say is, send me an email and we can talk about how we can put together a team to really help the families and individuals who also suffer from brain symptoms in muscle diseases.